Many community members gathered in Ferguson to mark 10 years since the death of Michael Brown. Then, just before midnight, the peaceful demonstrations became violent. 3 officers were injured Friday after protesters broke down a part of a fence that surrounds the Ferguson Police Department. One of the officers was critically injured. Officer Travis Brown is fighting for his life right now after suffering a head injury. Police say Brown was trying to arrest a protester when he was pushed to the ground. The accused protester has been identified as Elijah Gant. He is now in custody and faces multiple charges. Today, we're learning a lot more about Officer Travis Brown's time serving in the St. Louis area. He joined the Ferguson Police Department in January of this year. Hours ago, our Mercedes McKay spoke with the man who hired him when he was with St. Louis County Police.
Officer Travis Brown worked as an officer for St. Louis County before he joined the Ferguson Police Department. Today, I spoke with former St. Louis County Police Chief Tim Fitch, who hired Brown to wear the St. Louis County badge. Fitch says TJ has a contagious smile and aura that makes him incredibly special.
I'm hoping and praying that he comes out of this and can get back to work, because we need people like him in our community serving in law enforcement.
Over 24 hours after Officer Travis Brown was seriously injured, his former boss, Tim Fitch, shedding a light on the stand-up man he is.
When you know the officer, you've met the officer, and he has a contagious smile, you're just like, how can this happen?
5 on Your Side caught that contagious smile in action when Officer Brown helped celebrate a little boy with autism's birthday in North St. Louis. Now, 5 months later, he's fighting for his life, as many, like Fitch, try to wrap their heads around what took place Friday night.
This went on all day long with no issues. I mean, police were there to help.
We allowed the protesters to block our streets out here. Not only did we allow the protesters to block our street, we even provided a car, on the north end and on the south end, so the protesters couldn't get hit by vehicles. Throughout the night, the protesters were violently shaking our fence at this police station. Again, we did not even react. We stayed here, let them shake the fence. That happened several times throughout the night, up until the point that they broke the bottom portions of our fence. They destroyed property on our police department's parking lot. It was at that time I sent out an arrest team to make an arrest for destruction of property. My team got out there and was assaulted by a number of the protesters that were out there on the scene. As a result, one of my police officers suffered a severe brain injury. He is at an area hospital right now, fighting for his life. This police department, this Ferguson Police Department, since 2014, has been a punching bag for this community. The police department back in 2014, we don't even have them officers here anymore. So what are you protesting? These officers not even here no more. Everything that the activist community has advocated for, as far as body-worn cameras, implicit bias training, crisis intervention training, all this stuff, we have done all of this. What are we protesting? What is it? We even changed the uniforms at this police department because people said that the old uniforms triggered people. What are we doing? 10 years later, I got an officer fighting for his life. It's enough, and I'm done with it. We're not doing it here in Ferguson. Our community is united behind us. Our community is fed up. We want to heal. Our community want to heal. We want people to peacefully protest, but we damn sure ain't going to allow you to destroy this city, and we ain't going to allow you to hurt none of these police officers. We are united here in this city. We're done with it. We're not doing it anymore. A serious head injury. I'm not going to give out his medical. He's suffering through a serious head injury. The other point I want to make too is that this police department in 2014 had 3 African-American police officers. We have over 50% African-American police officers, 23% female representation on this police department. Like I mentioned before, maybe 4 officers from 2014 remain here at the Ferguson Police Department. This is a brand new police department. I don't know why the officers here, who wasn't even here in 2014, have to continue to suffer. I don't know why the officers here, who wasn't even here in 2014, have to continue to suffer through this. It doesn't make any sense. This young officer, Travis Brown, got into this job
Cut that way. Cut that way. Hey, cut that way. 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 Move. Back up. Back up.
On Tuesday, Ferguson police released camera footage showing a protester knocking a black police officer to the ground on the 10th anniversary of Michael Brown's death, leaving the Missouri officer with a life-threatening brain injury. Police Chief Troy Doyle said the footage shows that the suspect, 28-year-old Elijah Gant of East St. Louis, Illinois, had charged at Officer Travis Brown on a sidewalk outside the police station after protesters attempted to pull down a perimeter fence. Officer Brown was unconscious and prone on his back, with the suspect lying on his chest as other officers quickly arrived and jumped on the suspect. St. Louis County Prosecutor Wesley Bell said Gant, who was already charged with assault, faced a new assault charge for allegedly kicking another officer in the head.
Two shocking new videos show a Ferguson police officer violently slammed to the ground during a protest marking 10 years since Michael Brown's death. The officer is Travis Brown. He is 36 years old. He's a father of 2 young girls. Now, he suffered a severe brain injury and is now fighting for his life. Now, this video can be hard to watch. And in the CCTV footage, you can see Officer Brown as he is tackled to the ground, trying to cut off a group of scattering protesters, his body appearing to go limp immediately. This is video from Brown's body camera. It shows just how hard he was hit, going from upright to on his back in a split second. Here's the Ferguson police chief. Watch.
It wasn't 2 people colliding. I mean, if you look at the video, the officer is standing there waiting to try to catch this guy. It wasn't a collision. He's standing there. This guy tackled my guy like he was a football player.
The violent demonstration came 10 days ahead of the Democratic National Convention. Now, among those arrested was this man, Keith Rose, who was supposed to be an alternate delegate to the DNC. The Missouri Democratic Party says he has since withdrawn voluntarily. Now, the police chief called out those who have remained silent.
If you haven't condemned this act or condemned what happened to my officer, then you're part of the problem.
Can you give our audience any peek behind the curtain into a lot of people are wondering or praying for Officer Travis Brown. Can you tell us at all about his condition?
Yes, I've been up there just about every day. Plan on going up there again today. Travis is he's critical but stable right now. Everybody has their fingers crossed. We're keeping him in our prayers, just hoping that he comes out well.
Without getting too personal, are doctors giving any indication about what recovery looks like for him from this point?
No, it's kind of hard to tell right now. They say it's still too early for them to really give a detailed prognosis, if that makes sense. But
new charges tonight in that Ferguson protest that left Officer Brown fighting for his life. This man, Torrin Taylor, now charged for attempting to grab an officer's gun that night. First Alert 4 Chief Investigator Lauren Traeger breaking down what we know.
Taylor, who lives in University City, is now behind bars in St. Louis County. He's accused of damaging property at Ferguson PD and for attempting to take an officer's service weapon. These documents were, until just this afternoon, under seal. Charging documents say Taylor grabbed onto an officer's service weapon and attempted to pull the gun out of the officer's holster. With lots of video of the evening being released so far, video of the incident has not. After his arrest, though, police say Taylor was inside an interview room at the department when he rammed his head into the wall twice, damaging it. Taylor is currently on probation for interfering and resisting arrest during protests in Florissant in 2020. Meanwhile, Elijah Gant is charged with the actual assault on Officer Travis Brown. Police say Gant ran into Brown without stopping or attempting to change direction. Brown fell and his head hit the ground. He is severely injured. In all, 7 people are now charged for their parts in the events in Ferguson, including shaking and breaking the fence, something County Executive Sam Page today condemned.
We won't accept violence, and a situation like this is really unacceptable.
there, and then just rewind it just a tad back. Or I'm not Chicago yet with an national. There they are. That's when it is. Okay. Ooh.
On the ground, but he didn't. When he stopped, he turned and faced me. And the stutter step that you sometimes see, like when people start to run and they kind of did the hop and then go, he does that, and as he does that, his right hand immediately goes into his waistband, and his left hand is a fist at his side, and he starts charging me.
What did you think when you saw that?
I didn't know. I mean, my initial thought was, is there a weapon in there? Is there a knife? Is there a brick? What's in there? Why is your hand going there? We're taught to let me see your hands.
As you know, some of the eyewitnesses have said when at that moment when he turned around and put his hands up.
That would be incorrect. Incorrect.
No way?
No way.
So you say he starts to run, does a stutter step, starts to come towards you, and?
At that time, I gave myself another mental check. Can I shoot this guy? Legally, can I? And the question I answered myself was, I have to. If I don't, he will kill me if he gets to me. He's already overpowered me once. If he gets to me, I will not survive.
Even though he's, 35, 40 feet away?
Once he's come in that direction, if he hasn't stopped yet, when's he going to stop?
So you've already fired twice. He starts to come towards you.
After he's coming at me and I decide to shoot, I fired a series of shots and paused.
What did you see?
I noticed at least one of them hit him. I don't know where, but I saw his body kind of just flinch a little. And after that, I paused and I again yelled, stop, get on the ground, giving him the opportunity to stop. And he ignored all the commands and he just kept running. And so after he kept running again, I shot another series of shots. And at least one of those hit him because I saw the flinch. And he stopped. I stopped and I said, get on the ground, get on the ground. Well, this time he's about 15 feet away. So I start backpedaling because he's just getting too close and he's still not stopping after, from what
you were backpedaling?
Yes, away from him. Because I was like, he's already running through these shots. I mean, they weren't phasing him. It didn't matter to him. And he was looking through me. And as he gets to that 15 feet after I fired the second round of shots, he gets to about 8 to 10 feet. And as he does that, he kind of starts to lean forward like he's going to tackle me. And 8 to 10 feet is close. I mean, if he's going to tackle me, he's going to tackle me at that point. And I looked down my barrel of my gun and I fired, and what I saw was his head, and that's where it went. Some
witnesses have also said that they actually saw you stand over him and shoot in the top of his head.
That would be incorrect.
And he's down now.
Yes.
You know he's dead?
Yes. Whenever I had actually seen that bullet go into his head, and I actually saw that, and I saw the face that he had go blank. Everything was just blank. And when he landed,